It's time for IP in the news. And what are we talking about today?
Well, a U.S. federal court ruled that patent inventors have to be human.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
we've known a lot of inventors with a lot of different characteristics in our time, but they've all been human. I can say that much.
So this was in Chemical and Engineering News by Jillian Kemsley, August 14th, 2022. And a physicist, Imagination Engine CEO Stephen Thaler listed an artificial intelligence system as the sole inventor of a patent.
Right.
Of an invention for a patent.
And as I understand it, they were deliberately naming the AI as the only inventor on the patent so they could get a ruling from the courts. And what the court said was, look at it, the statute itself, the law says it has to be a natural human being. So what makes you think you can change that? I mean, it's going to take an act of Congress to do that.
Well, and we were talking about, it's like, why would you want to do that anyway? And Richard said, well, if it really does invent it, then you could have inventorship issues if you don't claim it as the inventor, and you can always assign it to the person through their company or whatever. But I don't know. I guess the person that created the AI would be the inventor, right?
I don't know. That sounds like a little bit of a stretch. In any case, it's not a problem right now.
But it does remind us of the copyright issue in 2016 when the court ruled that a monkey could not be the owner of a picture.
That's right. That's a famous case where a photographer set his camera on a branch in front of a monkey. The monkey took a selfie, right? And so the question was, is the monkey the owner of the copyright, or is it the photographer? And again, the court said, well, even if the monkey did take the picture, he's not really the creator of the work, even though he kind of was. And we're going to give the copyright to the human. So anyway, I guess it's you got to be human.
Still rule for now.
Humans still rule for now.
Till robots take over.
Anyway, it's time for Richard's Roundtable, and we're going to find out what our guests think about all this. Or if you have a question about intellectual property, toss it out there and we'll bat it around. So Marco Torres, welcome to the show. And what do you think about all this stuff?
Good morning, Richard and Elizabeth. Thank you for having me. I'm a little loss of words on what to talk about when it comes to whether the monkey owns it or the artificial intelligence owns it. It's kind of like, wow, this metaverse is getting deep.
That's right.
Yeah, pretty soon your metaverse avatar is going to own it,
right? Right. It's like, oh my God, I better be careful what my avatar does.
So yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. It's getting to be a crazy world when you have to start answering questions like that, right? So so Sasha, what are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I think this world is getting a little bit too out of touch, disconnected, and crazy from for my speed. So I do not listen to the news. I don't watch the news. I don't own a TV. I think that most of what is coming through these days is very negative and destructive, and really keeps people vibrating at a very low frequency. And so, you know, these kinds of things, I don't busy myself with that. It's, you know, I stay on the up and up.
Well, that's a good perspective. I think you do have to stay positive under all circumstances. And if we're having questions about whether or not artificial intelligence can be an inventor on a patent, or whether a monkey can be the creator of a selfie on a photograph, then we are tending in a kind of new direction, I would say.
I feel like if something's negative, we just try to make a joke out of it. It's so ridiculous.
Then you get a reputation of never taking anything seriously.
Exactly.
Brian, what are your thoughts here?
I think it was a genius marketing ploy by a company that built some impressive AI machine learning. I don't think
There
they
you
actually
go.
cared that they
Yeah.
won the patent, but it makes for great news. And I guarantee there's some folks reaching out to the person that filed that patent, and they want to work with her or him on whatever they've built. So good on them for finding a unique, odd way to use the courts for some marketing, which I'm sure Elizabeth can appreciate.
Yeah, and Marco's like how to stand out in the world of marketing. Hey, Marco,
There
maybe
you
you
go.
should
That
try
was
that.
Find
exactly. That was genius.
Find a weird
I
issue.
hadn't thought about it that way, but that makes a lot of sense.
Find a weird issue. Kenya, hey, how's it going?
I am well. I'm well. So I caught the tail end of that. And you made me think a little bit about like, what does intellectual property protection look like in the metaverse, right? So do the same rules apply in this universe as it does over there? So I just was curious as to how it all works over there, because I feel like definitely that's going to be a conversation piece as we continue to move forward and explore what's going to exist on the other side.
Well, that's true. I know with my VR stuff that I have to buy the apps. Like I pay monthly for this app that has this fitness in it that I like. So there must be some intellectual property there. They're getting money, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the basic rules of IP sort of apply no matter what the technology is, but then you have new situations like what we were just talking about, and the law has to try to kind of keep up with that, and sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think like the basic requirements to get a patent are really going to change because of the metaverse. But you never know. We just have to see what the metaverse is and what it's like, and maybe some changes will make sense.
And that there's no monkeying around or going on over there. It's a really bad joke.
Oh
Sorry.
my
I
God.
That's what we like to do is laugh on this show.
That's right.